everybody, it is me, Alexa, and today we'll be taking a look at the Peninsula trailer. So this is an upcoming South Korean film, which is a kind of sequel, but not really, to a movie that came out in 2016 called Train to Busan. It's set in the same world as this film, but it's not like a direct sequel following the same characters. But it is directed by the same person, who is Yeon. In this film, we'll be starring Dongwon Gang and Jung-Hyun Lee. I watched Train to Busan about 2 years ago now, maybe a little bit more, and I've seen it once or twice since then as well, because I just really enjoyed this movie. It's very masterfully thought out. How it, like, the cinematography of it is gorgeous, and the whole story is just so compelling and moving, and it's all paced perfectly, and it's a really good film. It's actually on Netflix, so I would highly recommend that you check out this film if you have not, because it's truly just really good. I will give a warning though that it's not a happy movie. Do not go in expecting to watch a happy movie, because it is definitely not, but it's really good. So I have not yet watched this trailer. It came out about 4 days ago now, and I've been waiting to record it and react to it. Let's jump right on it. Look at that shot. Years after.
많이 무서웠죠.
Yes. Okay. So that was awesome. That's everything I wanted it to be. Okay, so I had read that it was 4 years after, but I thought they were referring to the films coming out 4 years later, because of course this one came out in 2015 and this one was set to come out in 2020. Let's see if it still does. Because of all, you know, the movies that are being postponed and such, but that's so good. So it's set, the actual plot is set 4 years after the end of the previous film, which I highly recommend. If this trailer didn't convince you to go see that first film, well, please go do it anyways. It is a very intense movie, and but it's so good. I really love it. This was just shot so well, and I love the concept for it. I've been avoiding reading about it because I could kind of like have a true reaction, like learn about it on screen and then talk about it with y'all. But I love that concept of it being 4 years later, because the Train to Busan is kind of the start. So it's obviously a zombie apocalypse film. I guess I didn't say that. But so the Train to Busan is like the start of the apocalypse, like where it's first breaking out and like the reactions people had and how they're dealing with it. And so this is 4 years later, after the apocalypse is kind of fully settled in, and how people have adapted and will now be living life in the new rules of the world and the new way of life that has been created due to the apocalypse. So that is very fascinating, and I'm really excited to explore that more. It's such a well-created universe that they've done. I mean, of course, zombie apocalypse movies have been done many times, and there's quite a few that I love, and there's some that are not as good. But Train to Busan might be my favorite zombie anything I've ever seen. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna think through all the other zombie stuff I've seen, but I'm pretty sure this is my all-time. It was just so masterfully done. The director Jung-Hyun did such a good job with the emotion in that first movie. Like, you felt what happened in it. You cared about these characters. You were on the edge of your seat as these zombies are coming, because obviously, you know, it's a bit intense whenever it's the first outbreak of it. So they're starting to be, and they're like, what's happening? So people are kind of confused, and there's like some information, and of course they're like, oh, it's not going to affect this area, then oh crap, it's affecting this area. So it really has it on the edge of your seat as you're rooting for these characters to live, and not all of them do. I will spoil that as well. I won't say which ones die or how many die, but there's a lot of death in this movie, as you can imagine, because it is a zombie apocalypse, so there have to be people turned into zombies for it to, especially at the beginning of it, so it's like the spread of it, you know, kind of just has to happen. Alright, so let's talk a bit more about this trailer, now that I've talked about Train to Busan for far too long. It's really good though. So I love the pacing of this trailer, that opening shot with like the desolation, in the fact that it even tells you like nothing is left, the only rule is survival. I think that the text was utilized really well throughout this trailer, help build and like add to the information that you're kind of seeing on screen, but making it more impactful with just the short glimpses that we're able to see. I think that the shots and everything does a great job of showing the vastness of what is no more, what is simply destroyed and now wrecked, and even humanity in this, it seems, is going to be a big question in it, like the roles that different people play. Like, of course, there's those ones who are put in a pit to fight zombies, you know, as that sort of like Colosseum battles, you know, that very common in many films. I mean, just a human fighting animal of sorts. In this, of course, it is the undead, but you know, and then that's a show of entertainment for other people. It really helps establish the things that the people have been desensitized to and what they're view as normal now. I'm interested to see how they play on the topic of humanity with it, because clearly there's going to be some people who are still compassionate and caring, because that always happens. There's people are just born that way, and they're, you know, truly just want to help others. And then there's also going to be some who are going to take advantage of this, you know, go for the power plays. There's going to be other people just kind of in the middle, followers, and just all the different ways. So I'm interested to see how he plays with all those different sides of humanity and showcases them, both the good and the bad, in this exploration of what the world may be like if we ever were to have a big apocalypse about 4 years afterwards. I have it on the pause screen where it just says nothing is left, and that's just so good. I love it. I mean, it's not like the most original. I really loved that reveal shot with the boy. He has the like night light, and then he turns on the light. There's all those zombies behind the wall, all the blood and the children's faces. I think that's also really compelling. He utilizes children actors really well, both in Train to Busan. He did a spectacular job with it. I mean, there was one of the lead characters, a girl. He's always great throughout it, and the expressions that she's able to bring, if any that's utilized in this, which it appears it is, from the faces of the children that we see momentarily. It really is a testament, because working with children is not easy, because it's just not. Kids are overarchingly not the easiest to like get to do exactly what you want, to be able to show those deeper emotions as like genuinely, because some of the times they've never felt those emotions, or you know, it's just harder for them because they're still beginning to develop their understanding of emotions. And I think based on the first movie and just those quick expressions they had in here, I think that Yeon Sang-ho, right? Yeah, Yeon Sang-ho. Yeon Sang-ho. He does a great job with working with children and bringing that out in them, and as well as everyone on screen. I think that you can really see he has some sort of presence about him that pulls out great performances, and they're also phenomenal actors as well, that they're able to work with him and I think create these powerful performances that really drive along the story. I remember just as I'm watching Train to Busan, there's one, I mean, you always have like a kind of favorite character, you know? And so I was really just like rooting for that person the whole time, and just continually like, yeah, and then something started to go bad, like, no, just like really getting into it and having those like reactions and moments. Alright, so overall thoughts, this looks amazing. Go watch Train to Busan and get hype about Peninsula. Everyone, do it. It's such a good movie. Alright everyone, so that's all I have to say about the Train to Busan Presents Peninsula trailer. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe, and I hope that you all are staying safe and that you have an absolutely amazing day. Thank you. Bye.